you have this famous line where if you don't schmooze them, you lose them.
You
And
schmooze them or you lose them.
and I totally agree, and I kind of want to spend a little bit of time there because I think it's important. Like even though I see, you're right, I see all these famous pizza makers making the pizza themselves. I do think it's important for someone to be like an advocate of your pizza, be an advocate of explaining, talking to people, making them feel welcome. And I think one thing that you and I have in common is that we love to entertain folks. And so I think that's why I agree with you about that sentiment so much.
It's important, and I feel bad for people who don't enjoy it. I thoroughly enjoy it. I have a curiosity about people. I like to meet people. I like to share my views with them. I like to find out things from them, and I enjoy that. But I know people who don't enjoy it at all, and they use every excuse to get back in front of that oven and make pizza rather than having to talk to their guests. And it's really important. And like I said, I'm very fortunate that I enjoy doing that. And I get to show people that it's all about the pizza too. Um, I love, I have a collection of about 300 pizza hats. I wear a different one every night. Uh, and it serves, a multiple purpose. It shows people that, it's all about the pizza. It's not just about making money. No one's allowed to wear Paulie G stuff in Paulie G's. Okay. Um, on a very rare occasion, I have to break the rules, but very rare. But I want people, I don't tell my staff you have to wear other people's pizza house, but I want them to have that attitude, and I always will. And the thing that it helps me with is I'll go up to a table and I'll speak with them, and almost invariably they'll say to me, "Oh, you're wearing your competitor's hat." Boom. Okay. I say, we're not competitors. We're all colleagues. Okay. So they get to see that I'm willing to promote somebody else's pizzeria. And that tells them that I feel really secure in what I'm serving, that I'm willing to tell people to go somewhere else. So, so that schmoozing is important in multiple ways.
Okay, real quick follow up. Why don't you want to wear your branded logo? Is that, I mean, other than having the ability to promote other people, is there any other reason there?
That well, promoting other people is most important. Yeah, there's really no other reason. I don't want. First of all, another thing that I always wanted in the restaurant. People ask me when I hire them, how should I dress? I tell them, dress as if you were coming here to eat. Right? I didn't want the. I idolized Roberta's. Okay, and I know when I walked into Roberta's, you couldn't tell unless they had an apron on, you couldn't tell the guests from the staff. And I loved that. It was like one big club, and I wanted that. So I didn't want a wall between the staff and the guests. And once you put on a uniform, if everybody's wearing a Paulie G's hat, or everybody's wearing a Paulie G's shirt, there's a wall there. And I just sensed that. I didn't read about it in a book or anything like that. It's just a sense that I had that I followed up on.
Go a little bit deeper about this wall. Like, what does that wall prevent from happening in your business?
It looks like a business as opposed to um, coming to somebody's establishment who loves to eat and serve pizza. That's I'm not. It's not a business to me in the first place, and I want to make sure that that comes across to people. It really isn't a business to me. I'm living my best life by doing that. I'm doing what I used to do at home. I used to try to figure out how to get people to come to my house for parties and stuff. And if there was an event or something that we had to celebrate, communion, confirmation, baptism, whatever, I'd always, want to cook. But it was difficult to get people. Now I got people lining up, or at least I used to before the pandemic. Now they only line up on the weekend. If you're looking for a table of Paulie G's, you got a better shot during the week, by the way. Okay. But most importantly, it's really not a business to me. And I want that to come across that way. And, it's it's worked well. And you look at reviews that we get so many times, 9 out of 10 times, I'd say, and I'm not exaggerating. People will mention, oh, the owner comes around, the owner's there, comes around and talks to you. People really appreciate that. I never thought about it when I went to places, but, they do.
Now, from someone who loves to entertain as well and kind of vibes with everything you're saying, getting people to come over, one thing that I have trouble with still, and I'm still learning, is how to cook and move faster. Because when people come here, there's obviously a bottleneck, and that bottleneck is me. I imagine there is such bottleneck as well when you were opening your restaurant. How did you overcome that?
I hired people who were better than me, and I went out and schmoozed. Okay,
Okay,
and
so
that
have
was
that
it.
in the business plan. Was that in the business plan, or what?
No, I thought, I built my place like I based it on Lucala. You go to Lucala, you walk in. He was there making pizza on a marble table with candles. Like he looks like a priest, facing his congregation. I knew it was important to stand there and look out because then you could see everything that's going on while you're making pizza. But that's the way I did that. And but then eventually I realized, you know what? These people are better than me. Let me get out there, and they knew they were better than me because they said, "Yeah, go out and schmooze. We got you covered." Right? They knew I was slowing them down. Okay. Um, so no, it wasn't really in the business plan, but I should have realized it. I should have realized when people said you should open up a restaurant, and it made my head explode thinking of all these things I'd have to do. That I had other people doing it. I never thought about that. But so that discouraged me from opening up a restaurant until finally I walked through that wall of fear, and did the pizza thing.
Okay, so we clearly know where you stand on schmoozing, but let's give some advice to people who are not as outgoing, entertaining, extroverted as you. For those people who just love the art and the craft and find themselves behind the kitchen and find complete satisfaction there, what advice do you give for them to have their own Paulie at the store? Should they hire someone? Should they learn the skill? What are your thoughts?
Open up with the go only shop.
Okay,
Sorry,
okay.
sorry.
No,
We'll
you
work
heard
for
it.
somebody else. Just make pizza. But it's important now. That being said, we also have slice shops now, and that's a little different. And again, you don't need to do as much schmoozing here, but if you have a place like that, you really, if you're uncomfortable dealing with people, you have to, find a role that works for you. Do something that makes you happy. If talking to people and doing that makes you unhappy, don't do it because you're not going to be good at it.